Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. I am your co-host today, Jordan Comstock. With me, as usual, Mr. Ben Tuine. What's up, dog?
What's up, Jordan? Sorry, my hair is a little funky.
It's all right. I've haven't had time to go to the barber, so I need to get my hair cut too.
Oh, good. Yours looks better than mine. Mine just came out of the hat from having lunch with you and Derek earlier.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing you at lunch, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about as business owners, we have at the end of the year, we have tax conversations coming up. And I think Ben and I just wanted to share some ideas that we've done in the past and it's kind of a pain in the butt at the end of the year sometimes where we got to deal with this each year, right? With all the taxes. I'm always for less taxes.
Yeah.
I think most of us are. I don't think I've met somebody who's like, yeah, I probably need to pay more.
It's a big pain point, because, when you do your taxes and you look how much you're paying Uncle Sam, it's like, man, I can hire like professionally some really top quality. I can hire 3 or 4 really good people.
I look at that just every month with just payroll tax. I'm like, man, I'm paying that much every month in payroll tax. Yeah. I could hire some pretty amazing talent with that, right? And that's the issue. Yeah. That's the issue I have.
I know, so it's tax mitigation strategies are on every business owner's mind. This is the last month of the year for you to make decisions on purchases, and just curious what people are doing. Like, what are you doing for tax mitigation?
What I've done stuff several years. I've bought vehicles because I know a lot of, at least my accountant has educated me that if you buy a certain size of vehicle, you can write it off.
6,000 pounds.
Yeah, something like that. No matter what type of industry you're in, right? That's what I've been educated. And obviously, whatever we talk here, talk to your CPAs and your attorneys if you needed. But yeah, I've bought vehicles. I've invested into marketing packages at the end of the years, right? That's what I've done that a couple times. We've done like invested into events as well, like take my team out. Usually buy my team gifts. If there's leftovers, after the year. I try to, at the end of every year we have a party and I try to buy my team something, right? Each individual, and we try to do something nice that we can write off, right? So I think that's always fun too, to give back to the people that are really making at least my company run every day, right? So those are the couple of things that I've done in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear something about charitable donations that you can do.
Yeah, you can
somewhere.
do
Yeah, there's a rule on that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's something like 60% of your earnings or something rather. I can't remember exactly what it is, but people that do support a lot of charities would alternate and do this year they'll do a big donation to the charity.
Yeah,
to get a good tax write-off this year, and then next year they'll skip next year with that strategy and do something else.
Yeah, totally. I think that's always good. I know real estate too, like commercial real estate. I've looked at doing that a couple times. We don't own our building here at BoomCloud, but it's something that I've been trying to do, and you can use that for a tax strategy, right? To write things off and all that depreciation. What else? Equipment is always a good thing, right? Especially in dentistry. There's for a tech company, for us, it would be like new computers, maybe new desks, maybe a software program or two. In dentistry, it's kind of cool. I just got back from Greater New York, and there's so much equipment out there, right? That practice may want to look at for both an investment and a tax strategy, right? To write off. Yeah. So, in dentistry, it seems like there's a lot you can do compared to like a software company.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I think so. I think with December, with it being such a stressful month for business owners and all the bonuses and the taxes that you have to prepare to start paying, or at least pay before what? Well, throughout next year, you have until what, September, October next year to, or August, September, if you want an extension.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I'd love to hear from our listeners on what you do for tax mitigation strategies, because we're always trying to learn. Not every
Yeah.
CPA knows every single trick in the books, but
No.
I hear from like my brother-in-law who owns a pretty big business, is he says, yeah, we pay very little in taxes every year. It's like, well, how do you do that? It's like,
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to do it, and yeah, you're right. Not every CPA understands the tax code. The tax code is so big, right? There's a lot to it. The cool thing about it though is it encourages entrepreneurs and business owners, right, to utilize what's in the tax code. There's a great book, Ben. I don't know if you've read this. It's called Tax-Free Wealth. It's
read that one.
Yeah, you ought to read that book, especially for like tax strategies, legally, right? Legal tax strategies. That book is amazing. I read that years ago, and I've always gained value from it. I had my dad, who owns a dental lab. I had him read it because he was having some issues with his accountant. His accountant was too he wouldn't help with tax strategy, right? And tax planning. He'd just be like, well, we got to tax that. We got to tax that. It's like, whoa, do you work for the IRS, dude? But Tax-Free Wealth by, I think, Tom Wheelwright. I think he actually spoke at one of Dr. Mark Costy's conferences one time. But it's a Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. If you've read that book, it's one of my favorite books. That's a great, excellent book to understand your, tax strategies and how you can utilize certain things to, for write-offs and to minimize the tax burden, and that's the cool thing about the tax code. That's what it's for. It's for those entrepreneurs and small business owners to utilize, right? And so
absolutely
take advantage of it.
Oh, what's the name of that tax coach that we had on our podcast out of New York? Former
Craig?
police officer. Craig,
Yeah, Craig
Cody, right?
Yeah, we got to bring him back on and have him educate everybody. He's a good dude.
I'm thinking about even retaining him, because what I'm finding is that you have your CPAs that know so much.
Yeah.
And then talking to other business owners, like, man, I need to mention that to my CPA. You mentioned it to your CPA and they don't know, and it kind of makes me wonder what are all the other tax mitigation strategies that we're missing out on as a business,
Yeah, there are so many, and I think it's really smart to hire smart people. Like this year, my company, we've gone through an IRS audit, which is like, it's every business owner's worst nightmare, right?
Oh yeah, I've been through one before. Fortunately, when I was a lot smaller.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, but luckily, I ended up hiring smart tax attorneys that could help me with it, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I just want to grow my business. I want to help as many people as I can, and these guys are sticking their nose in and annoying me. Help me, right? So I think it's always smart to hire smart people, especially it's not always cheap, but it's worth it, in my opinion, if you get the right ones.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, whether it's a tax attorney that's helping you, combat IRS audits, or like a tax strategist, the CPA that can help you figure out what you need to do with the money that you have, that you can retain it and keep it in your business, so that you can grow your business. And that's what I'm about. I would rather help my people than pay too much to the government.
I know, it's like
my people is what builds this company. The government hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, you pay $200,000-$300,000 in taxes, and the IRS is like, oh, we want more. We're going to audit you. We're going to find more. That's what happened to me before. Like one year, really? I was audited, and the amount of taxes it was so hard to fight that I just let it go.
Yeah.
But the amount of taxes I was taxed that one year was more than it's kind of a sticky situation. The taxes that they taxed me was more than I actually made. And I had to, it took me 3 or 4 years to pay through it. But the IRS was totally being totally unreasonable with,
most of the time
everything. And it's just so frustrating to me that, small business is what keeps this country alive, right?
It really does.
Small
Yeah.
businesses is where most of the taxes come from because there's more of us than there are the big businesses. And yet we are the ones that are targeted for these audits.
Yeah. It's kind
And
of ridiculous.
I've been so conservative with my tax strategy. I'm like, well, I don't want to go through that audit again.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like there's no way to escape it, right? Even
Uh-huh.
if you follow the rules and are not taking advantage of all the strategies, they say that only 2% of the businesses are ever audited. I wonder if that's actually true.
Yeah, I think you've certain things trigger, since we deal with payments and with my company, that's, they're just more for our situation. They're more curious and like, is that money going directly to all the money you guys are managing on the Boom Cloud platform? Is that going to you guys? And like, where is it? Right. That's all it was for me. So
Oh,
it wasn't
gotcha.
like we're trying to find ways to tax you. For us, it's like, hey, we need more clarity here.
Oh, they
So
want to
it's
know where the
actually been
money
pretty,
flows.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been pretty easy working with them and my attorneys and my
Mhm.
accountant, right? But yeah, it's definitely a cost I didn't expect this year. Holy shit.
I know. Well, one last thing I learned before we're up for time is that having a meeting with your CPA and tax coach every quarter is a really
Yeah.
good idea.
Every quarter, yeah, I typically do that every quarter. I mean, this year it was like every week because we
Yeah.
go through an audit. But yeah, every quarter I think it's smart to meet with a tax strategist to figure out what you
Mhm.
can, do legally to minimize the tax burden, especially for practice owners. I think
Yep.
it's the smart way to go, especially since our tax code is built for entrepreneurs and business owners. And then lastly, go get that book, Tax Free Wealth. It's a fantastic book that you can read to understand what you can do out there for a tax strategy.
Just pull it up on Amazon. Tax-free
Tax
wealth.
Free Wealth, yeah. It's a Rich
Okay.
Dad Poor Dad series, which is I love Rich Dad Poor Dad stuff. It's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Jordan, thank you for your feedback there on this. It's always curious, and of course, for our listeners, would love to hear what you think about tax strategies. I think closing this on best CPA firms for dental, my top pick is going to be Kane Waters and
Cool.
Alan Schiff out of Baltimore.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
What do you think? What's your recommendation for top CPAs in dental?
In dental, yeah. I mean, Kane Waters, I've heard great things, obviously, through you and then seeing them at events. Hasn't Alan been on our podcast?
He has not. He's been so
Oh,
busy. I need
it
to try to.
sounds. I don't know
I'll
if
try to
I've
get
met
him
him.
on.
Yeah, he would be a good one to get on. I've seen him around, but I couldn't remember if he's been on the podcast or not.
Yeah, Jonathan Van Horn's been on the
Van Horn,
podcast.
yeah, Jonathan
He's
Van
another
Horn.
good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then obviously for like money management, the dental advisors, those guys have been good.
yeah. Reese Harper and
Reese, yeah,
Ryan Isaacs.
yeah,
Yeah, good guys.
those guys are good
Good
for
guys.
knowing what to do with your money, I guess, that you're saving from the government.
Totally.
So with that said, Ben, awesome seeing you today for
Yeah,
lunch. And
likewise.
for our listeners, thanks for listening to this quick episode and be looking for our next episodes coming out here soon.
Take care, everybody.
Rock on.